Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the group stage is over and it's ended in dramatic style. Welcome to your match day 15 World Cup review. If there's one way to go out of the World Cup, you can get beaten in normal time, beaten in extra time, penalties. But to go out on yellow cards, you have to feel sorry for Senegal. Now I know people are going to say, yes, everyone knew the rules before the tournament started, and yes, that's a fact, and you play by the rules knowing what the outcome is if X, Y or Z happens. But to still be the first team ever to go out because you received more yellow cards than another team, I can only feel for Senegal. And that means no African team has qualified for the last 16. That is the first time in 32 years. It's a sad state for African football when that happens. Some teams came very close. Nigeria were 5 minutes away from knocking out Argentina. Senegal were 2 yellow cards away from qualifying ahead of Japan. Now when Poland scored that goal to go 1-0 up against Japan, Senegal were going through. But they didn't take their chances and they conceded a set piece to Colombia, which means they needed to score. They needed to get back level to go through in Group H. They couldn't get that goal. And it's been, you could say, it's the story of their tournament. In the first game, they beat Poland. Deserved to win, and they did. The second game against Japan, they drew 2-2 in a game that they had the better of the chances. And if they had taken them with 2 wins out of 2, they would have been safe and secure into the last 16. But it went down to the last game against a very talented Colombia side. But it's a Colombia side who aren't playing that great. They're not playing the way that they were in 2014. They're definitely there to be beaten. But Senegal didn't take their chances. James came off early, and you would have thought that would have given Senegal a spark to go in and take advantage of that. And they weren't able to do it. And they're on the wrong end of a crushing rule by FIFA. So as Group H ended, Colombia topped the group after their 1-0 win, 6 points, and Japan finished second. But the way that Japan finished second, it left a very bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. They went 1-0 down. They knew that as long as they didn't get any more yellow cards and Senegal didn't score, then they will be through. And the last 15 minutes of that game was pretty disgraceful. They just passed around the back. It reminds me of what I remember seeing a video of a game between, I think it was France and Austria. I think it could have been the 1982 World Cup where both teams just needed a draw and they just passed throughout the whole game and ended the draw. Both of them qualified. Hence why FIFA brought in the rule whereas the last group games have to play at the same time. But that didn't stop what happened with Poland and Senegal. And if Senegal had got the equaliser, it will serve Japan right. Because who goes into a game, you're already losing, and you're playing to lose? That is disgraceful. And if they've got Belgium now in the next round, after Belgium finished top of their group ahead of England, and some of the performances they put in that their group, and for their last few moments against Poland, I hope they get battered. But yes, as I said, Belgium finished ahead of England after winning 1-0 in the final group game. The other great group game was meaningless. Tunisia just got a win on the board in the World Cup, a 2-1 win over Panama, who scored another goal in the World Cup, their second goal in World Cup history. They actually took the lead in that game. They had a shock was on the cards, but Tunisia came back to win. But the main game in there was England versus Belgium. A lot of people were talking about should England be playing to lose because runners-up seemed like a better route, an easier route through to the final with the likes of Switzerland, Sweden, Denmark and Russia on their sides of the draw. But people seem to forget that Colombia, Croatia and Spain are also on that side of the draw. So it's going to be no mean feat, no easy feat if England are to go far. They have to play Colombia in the last 16, and we'll see how they do. But it will be a much changed side from their last group game against Belgium. Both teams made massive changes, bit of rotation, a few knocks were picked up. Lukaku, for example, picked up a knock in the last game, so we knew he would be out. Belgium made 9 changes, England made 8, and the game was pretty turgid, but it was lit up by Adnan Januzaj wonder goal past Jordan Pickford. He had a bit of a shaky game actually, so he's going to want to make sure he improves in the knockout rounds. But as it is, England are through, as we knew, through as runners-up in Group G. Belgium, much fancy Belgium this tournament. They finished top, 3 wins out of 3. Roberto Martinez will be very, very proud. But let me know what you think about everything that happened in Group G and Group H, especially Senegal and the way they went out. Does there need to be a change of rules when it comes to deciding how to split teams who are level on points and goal difference and goals scored as it was in the World Cup in the group stages? Or is this just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes? It's the first time it's ever happened, so it's not one we expect to happen often. But that being said, a lot of the games in the last games of the groups in this World Cup, for a few moments, they were going the way of fair play. So Senegal got the rough end of the stick this time, but it could easily have been many, many others. So let me know what you think, and also let me know, have England got lucky in losing their game against Belgium to give them a better chance of World Cup glory? That's it from me here with your Match Day 15 World Cup review, Russia 2018. I'll see you soon.